everybody, whether you're on the East Coast, East Coast, West Coast, or around the world. This is Coast to Coast. Welcome to the second straight hour. If you're with me, how's it going, guys?
It's going.
Living a dream.
Sounded convincing, yes. What's happening, Win?
Hey, did you? I don't know if you guys caught the video I put in the chat group of Jason Kelsey teaching Peyton Manning how to do the tush push from the center position. But I thought that was kind of hilarious.
So that's been out for a couple of weeks.
Has it? Okay.
Yes, it has. And so I have seen that already.
I just thought that was the funniest damn thing.
It is kind of funny.
I hadn't seen it yet, but yeah, no, it was funny.
And for whatever reason, Peyton Manning still never understood that you have to get that head much lower, like Jason Kelsey was, if you're going to do that right.
I mean,
he still kind of had that head up too high.
It's because he's had injuries and back injuries in the past. He probably can't get it.
Well, that's true. You're probably right.
You know what was really hysterical though? This Sunday, I guess it was probably the Vikings game, maybe, where the mascots did the tush push on the kids.
Yes, that was the
Vikings. That's awesome. I didn't see that.
That was the Vikings.
That was hysterical.
Vikings and Bears, yeah.
And I like it how they had the Cowboys guy in the back doing the push, and I'm like, what the hell?
I liked how Grimace is just sitting there going, I'm just over here. I'm like, what the hell is Grimace doing on the field anyways? Like, he's not a mascot. But so here we are.
Yep.
Anyways, was there any sports yesterday? I didn't notice any.
Just basketball.
Well, my Kraken didn't do particularly well. Detroit beat them up a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, Detroit's in first place. So Detroit's in first place, though, so you can take that one.
Yeah, I mean, they actually played pretty decent until late, and then it kind of fell off a little bit. They won a unique coaches challenge on a scoring play. Ended up being offsides by like a half an inch.
Yeah, those calls suck anymore. I really wish they would figure out a way to take care of that at the right time.
Well, I think they had the Kraken game last night. I think they had it right because they actually had, if you saw the side view of the coaches challenge, you actually saw the referee. And the referee was on the other side of the blue line where the offside would be. And the puck was at the referee's front foot. And the other guy's skate was on the other side of the blue line. So I'm like, that one's actually a legit call. Maybe they should just have the referee stand there because then it's like soccer where he's like the last line of defense. And if you pass him, it's offsides.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good call. Like, I mean, they won the challenge, took the goal off the board. So, I mean, you know, but like it was so close. But
you know, you want to hear something kind of funny? Up until Sunday, Detroit had first place in 3 different sports at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
that is weird.
That is weird because Detroit's not really known for anything.
You're damn right.
I mean, if you throw baseball in there from when the Tigers were in first place, I want to maybe do some research to see the last time that all 4 of Detroit's teams were in first place at one point during the sporting year.
I don't know if that's ever been a thing.
The Lions have never won a Super Bowl, right? I mean, in their whole history, I don't think they've ever gotten one, have they?
They haven't been there.
They have not been to a Super Bowl, but they have won championships.
Yeah,
if you go before, so there is championships. That their fight song is based off of the championships they won, not the Super Bowls that they've ever been in.
Yeah,
right.
Hey.
Is it just me though? I mean, I feel like the Detroit Lions though are like one of the most cursed franchises. I mean, because they just get so close all the time and just can't quite get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, the Detroit Lions have only been to one NFC championship game, I think, or two.
Two. They were in
Yeah.
the one in the early 90, like 91 or 92.
That's why I feel like they're cursed. Like you would think in this amount of time that they've been a franchise, and they just haven't. Which is, I mean, that's why I feel like they're cursed. Like they just can't get anything done.
It's because every time they have a good player, they treat that good player like shit, and they either retire early or they just retire because they want to retire. Like Barry
Right.
Sanders, Kelvin Johnson. Barry Sanders retires 8 years into his career because he couldn't stand the coaching staff anymore. Kelvin Johnson retired just because the Lions were crappier than crap when he was there, and they had one winning season in his 9 years, and he's like, I don't want to play no more.
Well, the thing that's funny is when you look at how good his stats were to start, people are like, oh yeah, you know, he probably had great, you know, quarterback play. It's like, it was Orlovsky. So
He had Matthew Stafford for like 5 or 6 of his first 9 years, but even then, like I think Stafford only had one healthy season. That was the year the Lions went to the playoffs at 11-5. Other than that, it was 10 games he was always hurt.
Well, no, the parallel I was drawing was they were comparing DK's first 3 years to Calvin Johnson's first 3 years. And because the stats are very similar,
Oh yeah.
right? And then everybody just wanted to not think about the fact that DK had Russell Wilson, who is a better passer than Orlovsky. And so it wasn't really apples to apples there, right? But obviously those numbers have gone very different directions since then.
Right.
But they were very similar in the first 3 years. But so that being said, you know, we hadn't actually talked about this yet, but the Texas A&M game had a cop that got into it with some players in the tunnel. Cop was ultimately sent home, but the thing that was crazy about it is the way that the cop flexes his arms out to create
Right.
contact. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he was relieved of his duties. He wasn't even sent home. He's not even caught in it.
Well, that's good to know. I would hope so. I did not see that. Wasn't aware of that. Got a ton of respect for the people here at College Station. This is a first-class operation. Everybody from a game operation standpoint, they do a great job and are first-class people. So I appreciate them handling that the right way and sending him home.
So when you're watching the video, you can see him flex his arms out to create the contact.
Oh, you saw that.
Yeah. And so then, then turns around and yells at the players. Now, some people are like, oh, but they were in a restricted area. It doesn't matter because it's a cop's job to de-escalate situations.
Not
to
escalate.
Exactly. Not to create a problem. So, and the players did move. Like, could they have moved a little bit further to give him more room? Sure. But he also didn't need to stick his arms out to create the contact. Mm-hmm. So now he was, removed from the stadium after that. And then ultimately they have their own investigation going beyond this. And, what I talked about before on this is he did this kind of stuff with 500 cameras on it. I'd be worried to see the things that potentially happen when there's not a lot of cameras around.
Right, or even if his body camera is accidentally shut off.
So it's interesting that you're saying that because there was a video that was out, and you probably saw it, which is maybe what spawned this conversation. That was talked about how because of this situation, take it out of the stadium. You have two guys walking around. And then you have this police officer who's going to try to cut in between them, flexes his arms out and does that, runs into these guys. And it's not with all these cameras on him and not a bit. So now that cop was considered assaulted. And ultimately could arrest these kids. It becomes these kids versus the cop. On he said, she said, and ultimately because it's in that jurisdiction where he is a police officer, it could escalate to the point where these kids could have wound up going to jail for assault and battery on a police officer just because he decided to walk in between them.
That's exactly right. And
that's the way I feel about it.
When
he knew when he was walking towards those players, he could have just simply went to the right or to the left, but he chose to go right through the middle of them. He knew what he was doing the whole damn time.
Yeah,
And here's the thing. Hold on. Here's the thing. I used to be in corrections, and I know what it means. The first thing they teach you when you go into the Department of Corrections is, hey, we are here to de-escalate, not escalate. And that's the first thing you know. And if that's at the corrections level, now at the cop level, you know they're all about de-escalation. And the fact that he chose to do that knowingly and he knew what he was doing, that's just ridiculous. And if honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he should be relieved of his whole damn job. Because if this, like you said, if this is the case on camera, what's he doing off camera?
No, exactly. And right there, you can see he sticks his arm out, and the players did move a little bit, right? Like they did try and give him some room, but he sticks his arm out right there, creates the contact, and then, yells at him, but then follows him down. So even if you were making the case that they were in a restricted area for running up the tunnel or whatever, right? He didn't need to chase them. He didn't need, they were already walking back. He didn't have to create this situation. So, and even then, even if the players were wrong across the board, his job is to de-escalate the situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like I said, there's a number of things he could have done, right? If you're a cop, you could have done a number of things. You could have went to the left. You could have went to the right. You could have even turned sideways and went between them like a lot of people do, if that's the route you're going to choose. But the fact that he did it the way he did it, and then like you said, he came back after them, that's just ridiculous, man. You're supposed to protect and serve, not cause issues. What are you going to do? I still love police officers, still got mad respect for them, but sometimes you get that one knucklehead in there that just,
and at the same time, might have just had a bad day. Like we've all had bad days, but at the same time, on the other end of it, you're held to a higher standard because you're a police officer and you can negatively affect people's lives.
Yeah, so
he shouldn't have bet Texas A&M.
that brings like another.
It ended up working out.
That brings another question into the mix though too. Like the cop purposely drew the contact on that. Well, let's just say he wanted to report those guys for assault. So what happens when students storm the field then and bump into a security guard? Do they get reported for assault, or how would that one work then?
Well,
more importantly, though, when he sticks his arm out, why is the cop not being charged for assault?
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. If the cop would, if for an incident that small, if the cop wanted to report that for assault or whatever, couldn't the cop do the same thing if someone stormed the field and plowed him over? I want this guy for assault. So you're going to go after the 100,000
Well, you can't
people?
actually get an assault charge for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. If you jump on the field and you truck a cop, you are absolutely going to jail. There's no I wonder if something. No. You're getting bracelets in a car ride.
But what about the opposite? Now that there's all this video evidence showing that he is the one that assaulted them with his elbows and stuff, could the players not file charges against the cop for that?
The thing that's funny is that is a much harder direction.
Oh, it's absolutely harder.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's achievable with video evidence.
Yeah, I mean, it's achievable. I don't think you're going to do it, but
Right.
But the biggest thing is it's when it's not a million cameras around, right? Yeah. Because then you don't get to see the severity of the contact. So it's just going to be however it is, it's relayed. They hit me.
Put that into perspective, what you just said, because right where that tunnel was, that's a restricted area. But that camera doesn't go all the way into the tunnel. It literally just goes to where the edge of the tunnel starts, and then you go underneath the seats.
Yeah.
Imagine if those players would have went in an extra 5 or 6 feet, where they're not.
You don't think they have cameras though inside those hallways?
Not during the game. Not where that camera was. I said, imagine if those players go in another 5 or 6 feet where you can't see them, and then the cop still goes that direction. All of a sudden, 30 seconds later, you don't see the players, and all of a sudden you see them in bracelets. Everyone's gonna be like, "How did that transpire?"
In the concourses, they don't have a lot of cameras. Yeah. A lot of times that's going to be your TV crews when they're filming in there. Those are handheld cameras.
That's why, if they would have went in another 5 feet, you wouldn't have actually seen what happened. You would have saw the players.
Well, that's when the defense lawyer would say, well, why was the officer's body cam not on? And then you start raising questions about that.
I mean, most of those field side aren't going to have body cams on.
Yeah.
Like that's
Really?
not,
They don't have body cams on them on that
Not-
side?
no, because there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah, for some football games or sporting events, a lot of those police officers don't have body cams because there's so many cameras everywhere. Like
Yeah.
you'll be
Well,
able
but
to-
you're right. But to your point, though, and again, I'm not trying to argue that. I guess I'm more surprised that they wouldn't have
I'm
body
not
cam
trying to argue,
because.
but I'm telling you.
Hey, whoa! That was giving a love peace offering. No need to get offensive. all I was saying was I'm surprised that they don't have the body cams on because, like you said, when you go into those tunnels where they don't have the cameras, you think that's why you'd want the body cam. So you can get in the areas where cameras don't have access to. Because I know here in Texas, we always have body cams, no matter where these cops go. But
Well, I
again,
can tell
there
you
they
they-
didn't. But there they
That
didn't.
was
so.
in Texas.
Yeah, that's true. I just feel like I'm just surprised that they don't have that. And really, that's more for the officers' protection than anything else. Because, like you said, when you get in that tunnel where you don't have those types of things, then that's his evidence. That's his backup, right?
Yeah, I mean, so he's not supposed to be in the tunnel anyways. He's
Yeah.
part of the field.
Oh, the officers aren't allowed to go in those areas.
Well, no, they have other people back there.
yeah.
They have other security officers that are in the concourses.
Yeah,
Okay, I
they're-
got you.
He was part of the field group.
What that cop's job is basically to watch the field to make sure no one jumps on the field to do anything stupid. And then
Okay.
between like the first and second half, their job is to walk to midfield, take one of the head coaches, walk them to the tunnel, and then they basically exchange them with whatever cop is in the backside of the tunnel, and that cop takes them from the backside of the tunnel to the locker room area.
I got you. Okay, interesting. Learned a little bit today about security.
Texas A&M made history in that game though too, because SEC opponents were 0-278 when trailing by 27 points or more at halftime heading into that game. Texas A&M changed that.
It was definitely a tale of two halves. Like that was.
No,
a
that
very
was definitely a
big
tale
thing
of
came
two
out
halves.
after halftime. So,
What do you think about Lane Kiffin? Do you think he might look at maybe going to Florida?
Nope, I had another idea for Lane Kiffin actually. I think
Where do
he's
you
gonna
think he goes?
I think he's gonna end up with Jackson Dart in New York.
Really? So you think he goes pro?
Yeah. Because he's already dipped his toes into like interviewing for head coaching jobs. And I believe, if I remember correctly, when Josh McDaniels got the Raiders job a couple years ago, I think Lane Kiffin was the next choice if Josh McDaniels wasn't picked. So Kiffin came close to getting that Raiders job a couple years ago, and he worked so well with Jackson Dart. I would not be surprised if he's like, I want to go back with Jackson Dart, and he just goes to the Giants.
I mean, that's a possibility. There's a real chance that Kafka gets the.
No, there is a chance, but if Kafka doesn't do well or whatever, and the Giants just kind of want to clean house from like Dable's staff like completely, I would not be shocked if Kiffin goes to the Giants to be back with Jackson Dart and then brings his OC with him from Mississippi.
And Donna, I know popular belief may think that I have been in that jail or whatever. I was never in that jail, so I have no recollection of it. I just know that it was a court and a holding cell. That's all it was. Like most places, actually, the Met Stadium, also has that exact same situation. So it's okay. I was not ever in.
God,
I
I'd
never
give
got
$1
to
million
see Judge
for that
McCaffrey.
mugshot. I would.
Never got to see
I'd pay
Judge
so much
McCaffrey.
money for that. Well, they let you paint your face up like the local prison colors are, I guess, or jail colors for that matter. Interesting.
Black, white, and orange.
He's also going to say somehow you pulled your groin in that jail cell. So
Yeah.
Hey, you go from an eagle to a jailbird.
man,
Wow, that'd be crazy. I can't ever see Pags getting put in jail. He wouldn't last long. Look at that baby face. He wouldn't last long. That's how you know.
Okay. You think so?
No, you would. Pags. You wouldn't last long. You're
All
too beautiful. You're too beautiful. They would have fun with you. You would do that.
can always count on Jay to take stuff a weird way.
I'm sorry.
If it's not porn, it's whatever sparks his interest.
Give it time; it'll be porn.
Hey, you know what's funny? You know what's funny?
Real
The No, seriously, the wife did come home yesterday because she watches our shows and she goes, Jay, what's up with this porn thing? Why does everybody keep saying you're looking up? I said, baby, because I made a few off-color jokes and now I'm labeled this way. And
A few.
yeah, a few, maybe a little bit more than a few. But anyway, so she does watch the show. Yeah, Melly watches the show. So now I have to be careful because I don't want to get. I guess I'm kind of labeled like that, so I got to be careful not to.
It went from porn to jailhouse movies.
Well, she already knew about that when I worked as a corrections officer.
Next thing is going to be jailhouse porn. So it's
that's the logical next step.
It's literally coming. It's gonna be
no, we don't want that. We don't want that. No, but so you definitely think he's done at Ole Miss? You don't think he has any?
Oh, I don't think he's done at Ole Miss because I think Ole Miss is going to do whatever they can to keep him, whether it's giving him a new extension to make him one of the highest paid coaches out there. But I'm not going to be shocked at all if he dips his toes back into the NFL waters and tries to interview for that Giants job. Because NFL jobs don't open up that much, and if you're a college coach looking to get into
they do. There's 5 or 6 a year.
No, but I'm just saying, if you're a college coach wanting to go to the NFL, like you don't have too many opportunities that you necessarily feel is like the right opportunity for you. Like a college coach isn't going to leave college to go take on like the New Orleans Saints job because of the mess that they were in with the salary cap and things like that. Like the Giants job could be like that one job that he feels is the right spot for him because he's familiar with the quarterback. They have Scadabo, they have Malik Neighbors, they have like all these young pieces on defense with Thibodeau and Carter. That could be like the situation where he's like, if I'm going to do it, this is where I want to go because I have a young roster to build around.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. So the Jamar Chase is appealing
he
his
lost.
suspension.
He lost.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Because you watched it in 4K from 5 different camera angles. On the other side of it, though, Tomlin did weigh in on if the team was going to do anything for, their guy punching him in the face. And
the message is someone spits in your face. It comes natural. I have no message if someone spits in your face. It comes natural.
So basically,
yeah, he's backing him up.
Yeah, like if someone spits in your face,
my face, I'll punch you too.
Yeah, like if our guy punches you in the face because you spit on him, we got nothing for him. And you know what? I'm not mad at that.
I'm not either. But you know what? But what is interesting to me is the fact that they eject Ramsey for the reaction to the offense, but they don't eject the offender.
They didn't see it.
They didn't see it. That's what they said yesterday.
But isn't that what they have instant replay for?
They can't replay.
They're not
that.
watching for that. Like that's
you can't challenge that. But like,
I'm not saying you challenge. Well, I mean, I'm just saying like you.
It's
you
it's always the second guy.
Yeah.
Even when there's punches thrown, the first guy to throw a punch generally isn't the guy that gets seen. It's the reaction because stuff happens. The refs turn, they see the reaction. That's when the flag comes out.
And the funny thing was
after the fact, then they can go back and look at the film and determine. And the worst part there was Jamar Chase comes out and he's like, "I didn't do it." Right. It's like, dude, we watched it.
The funny thing, the funny thing is, Jordy Nelson was the one that had his appeal hearing, and like Jordy Nelson is one of the more well-mannered receivers that ever played in the NFL. Like there wasn't too many times where he would lose his cool, and there wasn't too many times where he would like get into it with somebody. They said it was the shortest appeal hearing that anyone's ever seen. Like he literally walked in, sat down in front of Jordy Nelson, and Nelson's like, "Oh, did you spit on him? No. Yeah, you did. Denied."
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, like that side angle was as good of an angle as you could have ever had for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you can watch it launch out of his mouth and land on his chest. I mean, so yeah, telling the ref doesn't matter. If they didn't see it, they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So, but the league can because they have all the cameras.
Right.
And if you think you have access to the all 22, they have like 36 cameras in there. They got quite a few that you don't get to see as the public anyway. So it's, they had no problem determining that you did, in fact, spit on him.
And you cost yourself a lot of money.
$500K. That is going to be
that is the most
game
expensive
check and everything.
That's the most expensive piece of saliva you've ever let fly.
And it's stupid. Like,
And he probably got fined more because he lied.
He got fined more because he's a multiple-time offender. Like, this is not the first time he spit on somebody, so obviously that fine carries weight. He's been fined for other stuff, for like excessive celebration, all the stuff that they keep telling him not to do that he keeps doing. So you knew his fine was going to be heavier as it is. But altogether, yeah, $514,000 altogether is what he's losing on Sunday.
Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're him from the money standpoint, I guess you do try to appeal, right? To see if somehow you can salvage $500,000. But there was no way you were going to get that. At least when it came to Jalen Carter's earlier in the year, you could say that it was retaliation because there was camera angles that showed Dak spitting at him, right? Mm-hmm. But this one, I mean, he just hauled off and did it. And so for him to get, socked, I feel like you earned that.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. You earned that. Absolutely.
Yeah, Jamie, he spit, I think, 2 years ago at Myles Garrett. Except the difference was he didn't spit at Myles Garrett. He kind of spit it at Myles Garrett's feet. But he still spit at Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett didn't take that one too kindly either.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Zero people are like, "Oh, you spit at me." Ha, ha, ha. Like that's not the reaction you get from that.
I mean, if you're gonna spit at somebody, like, I don't condone it, but if you're gonna do it, Myles Garrett's probably not the one you want to spit at. I mean, the guy's taken off a helmet and swung it at somebody before.
How about just ask Mason Rudolph on that one?
Yeah.
Plus, I don't understand what this whole spitting thing is all about lately. It's
Me either.
It's just, it's like, hey, that's the actually it should get mandated now. Like, hey, if you spit on somebody, it's 3 games.
Right.
Yeah.
Because first off, it's disgusting.
Yes.
And second off, it invokes such a violent reaction after the fact that it should be. It's no longer 1 game. Listen, if you spit on somebody, you deserve 3 games.
Yeah.
Because you know better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. I have a spitting problem because I'm addicted to sunflower seeds.
Yeah, but if you spit on someone,
I don't spit on someone. I just spit all the time because I always have sunflower seeds.
Yeah, but if you are spitting a sunflower seed out, it's a little different. When you're like, and you got a seed that goes in flutters, and that hits somebody in the chest and falls down, the sunflower seed's on the ground. It's not on your chest.
Yeah. That being said, you spit a sunflower seed at me, we're still having a problem.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but at least there's more apt to it being accidental.
Like if you spit it out and the wind catches it and takes it to the
just talking and one flies out of your mouth.
Well,
that's more of a possibility there.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I mean?
If you were talking and you just had some spit spray, like that can happen, right? Most people aren't gonna like lose their mind, but if you have, like, if you hawk a loogie on somebody that's good enough that a camera can pick it up from 100 feet away, yeah, that's.
And let's be honest, that was more than a loogie. That thing was a full-on spray. I mean, it was pretty wide in diameter and pretty thick when you see it come out of his mouth. I mean, that camera, it was beautiful the way they picked it up. That was a shower of spit. That wasn't just a little bit. That was a damn shower. Come on.
Yeah, that's why I said hawking a loogie.
That's why my wife gave me my early Christmas present last week. She got me the sunflower seed spitting cup, so I always have one in my car now.
That's a pretty disgusting habit you got there. Might want to look into that.
No.
Just saying. I don't know.
Sunflower seeds are good.
Just get it pre-shelled.
Yeah, I'm about to say, just get a pre-show trigger. That's a lot of damn work for a sunflower seed anyway. I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
That's the way I always look at it. I don't really do sunflower seeds because, yeah, it's a lot of work for not a lot of payoff.
Right.
Only spit at the dentist. Hey, good on you, Joe.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Dentist, man. I got a mean dentist, man. She has no problem. She will yell at me like I just committed the worst sin ever when I go to the dentist. I'm like, my teeth are pretty clean. I don't know what the problem is.
I love my dentist office.
Do you?
We have TVs on the ceilings. We have heated.
No,
blankets,
Donna.
neck
No,
pillows,
that's not porn.
chairs.
You're just talking dentistry.
That's our dentist office. They put because people have a fear of going to the dentist. So like their process when they created this dentist office was to make your appointment as comfortable as possible. They have TVs on the ceiling. They have weighted blankets. They have massage chairs, neck pillows. Like they make it as comfortable as possible for you to be there. So I just watch ESPN when I'm at the dentist office on my chair.
There you go.
I do fear the dentist, though. That's one doctor I just do not like to go to. I always associate that doctor with mad pain.
I mean, they're doing it wrong if that's the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
You must be going to Dr. Kavolka, man.
Stop trying to make it about porn, Donna.
I'm about to say, I think Donna's the one over there with the problem, but she over there trying to deflect.
Dennis looks like a serial killer. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of horror films out there.
Right.
So there is that. But in any event,
Never a dull
off on some
moment.
weird tangents today.
That's why it's Wacky Wednesday.
So it would seem.
So yeah, hey, I was looking, football. Since we're getting back to that, this is talking Dallas Cowboys real quick and Eagles. They actually had the Cowboys at a 46% chance of winning, which I thought that was interesting. And I'm assuming maybe they're basing it off of Lane Kiffin not being there. And if so, given how Dallas's defense looked actually pretty good in the front anyway, at least, do you think that obviously big chance of them losing, obviously, but do you think that maybe that front seven could take advantage of Lane not being there and causing some issues?
I mean, if Lane Kiffin's playing the Eagles' offensive line, the Eagles are in trouble because the guy's going to get mowed over. You mean Lane Johnson's not playing?
That's what I meant, Lane Johnson. If I said Lane Kiffin, I apologize. No, I meant Lane Johnson. I appreciate that. Appreciate the correction there, stat guy. Bo, calm down. Everybody makes a mistake. You just sit there and blubbered up the whole damn intro. So I know you're not there. Oh, I can't believe that. You had. Come on. Bo.
I wasn't. That was actually for stat guy.
Oh, is that for stat guy? Because you said
nobody's
Okay.
thinking Kiffin is getting a helmet and going out there. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
The reason why the Cowboys have such a high percentage to win is because they do typically play the Eagles tough. Like they're one of the few teams that actually plays the Eagles tough, and they get up for this game like this is their Super Bowl. And realistically, if the Cowboys aren't going to win the division, I think everyone knows that at this point.
Sure.
But for the Cowboys to have any chance at winning the division, should the Eagles stumble, they have to win this game. Otherwise, if they lose this game, you're sitting 4 games out with 5 games left to play. Technically 5 games out because the Eagles have the tiebreaker. Like this is the Cowboys' only hope to stay in that division race.
I mean, honestly, I'm just looking at this more as a wild card at this point. Them trying to get the wild card because I don't think they're going to catch the Eagles to win the division. I don't think that, but I do think that maybe they have an outside chance of getting the wild card.
A 8.9% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
And my best Jim Carrey. So there is a chance.
I'll be
But
slight.
I do think if they're going to beat the Eagles, they're going to have to jump on them early. I feel like they have to be the one to score first in order to get any kind of momentum in that direction. I feel like if they don't score first, I feel like it's going to be hard for them to do that. And again, they're going to have to do the best they can to exploit not having Lane Johnson in there.
Yeah, but that's only going to go so far. I mean, Lane Johnson, they're going to bring in his backup has been serviceable and is on the field for like 37 or 40% of the snaps.
Mhm.
Right.
He's one that's always claiming eligible. So my expectation is that he'll be fairly serviceable. Obviously it's Lane Johnson. When you are one of the best in the league,
Right.
there's the best and then there's everybody else.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So when you're going into the everybody else, it's falls into that category. But I'm not really concerned about the Cowboys defensive line. They're great at stopping the run. They brought in that other guy in now to say, okay, well, now we can maybe get a little bit of pressure, but I'm not really. The Eagles do really well with that. It's going to depend more on Jalen Hurts getting rid of the ball than anything else. Because if he holds on to the ball a little too long, it's not like that they're going to get in there. That offensive line is still good enough to give him 5 seconds. The problem is if he takes all 5 seconds, then it's more likely that he will get hit. The other thing is that when they finally get to him, if he breaks that containment, he's going to go for some yardage because those guys are big guys. They're not fast guys.
And I'm really hoping that's where Overshawn and Logan Wilson hopefully can keep that under control. Now, do I know they no? But I think if we can contain Barkley and just hold Barkley to moderate numbers, force him to get into the throws, then we have an opportune chance. But again, that's a lot. It's a lot. And Frankie, I'm not over here. I think I said I'm really big about my place because I said only a 46% chance, and I said I didn't think we were going to do it. So calm down, killer. But I do think that we're going to have to score first, or if we don't, I think it's going to be really difficult all day.
I mean, the only thing that you have going in your favor really is that 100% of people are going to pick the Eagles in this game, and that usually helps the underdog.
Well, that's not true because Joe's already chosen the Cowboys, so it's 99.999%. Joe's already chosen the Cowboys, so that's not.
Well, usually I'm talking about media personalities, but yeah, obviously there's going to be some hardcore fans, maybe some family of the players that.
We'll see.
And I felt like haven't we? When we have played you once. What? And I think we did. Wasn't that kind of? It was already once we think we played you in the year, right?
21
First game of the season.
21-20 first game of the year.
Yeah. So I mean, now granted, Pags made a good point of we were still kind of getting the rust off from preseason, but yeah, I think and it's a divisional game, and like you said, we do gear up for the Eagles. It's not like it's insurmountable that we can't beat the Eagles.
No,
but it is a tall task, right? But it is. It's a tall order.
No, it'll be the defense. Like that's the biggest question, right? Like
absolutely.
Obviously, the offense is going to be able to do something, right?
Right.
You do have one of the more dynamic offenses in the league.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whether or not your defense is going to stop anything ever, and so that's the real question.
I feel like whoever Jackson is guarding, that's going to be the receiver that we need to target the damn most. Definitely got to stay away from Quinyon Mitchell. We're going to have to go after Jackson and get that guy.
I like that Joe just doesn't like to win parlays. Like that was the main takeaway from his statement there. I need one of my legs to let me down. I took the Cowboys.
Just one.
Yeah, the offense definitely underperforms. You're not entirely wrong for the Eagles. Like it's not going to be a crazy game. Like it's going to be a dogfight. Like both these teams get up for it. It's a divisional game. Like anytime you have a divisional game, they're always interesting. So yeah, if you're looking at record, obviously Eagles should win. But yeah, it'll be a tight game. I just don't think that Dallas's defense has enough, even for an Eagles offense that doesn't, have consistency.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's going to come down to our damn secondary once again. Can they actually do something this year, or just be mediocre like they have been the majority of the season?
Yeah, sadly, I think it's going to be the door number 2.
I think so too. But but at least if they're going to beat us, I'd rather them beat us through the air, and let's just not let them get us on the ground.
I mean, that'll teach you to bet on the Vikings
Yeah,
or the Lions, depending on which Dustin team you're going for.
the Vikings have pretty much, I think, are done betting on themselves because Max Brosmer and JJ McCarthy are splitting first team reps at practice this week.
Nice. I mean, McCarthy was bad, so
It's McCarthy's been he's played 5 games right now, and out of 40 possible quarters, he's had probably 3 good quarters out of 40.
I mean, he's averaging 150 yards a game. So
And one of the games he actually had 247 yards passing. So you take that game out, he's close to about 138 per game average with a 50% completion percentage. He's turned the ball over every game that he's been a starter. He has 8 turnovers this year, or 8 interceptions this year. Tua leads the NFL with 13. So in 5 games, he's got 8 picks. If he would have played the full season, he'd probably be well over what Tua's got at 13. Patience is running very thin on him.
Yeah.
And with Green Bay and Seattle as Minnesota's next 2 games, I pretty much assume they're going to lose the next 2, and at that point they'll probably be eliminated from the playoffs. So you're probably going to stick with McCarthy like all of December. But the next 2 weeks, if McCarthy struggles, I'm not going to be shocked if they get Brosmer in there just to see if they can get a spark and win one of these 2 games. Because if they don't, their season's over at that point. Then you just stick with McCarthy the rest of the year and let him take his lumps.
And if he does take it up towards the end of the year, what's the future for McCarthy?
Unless they
the
decided
Vikings?
to move from him.
I mean,
That's where I'm getting from.
They showed the graph. They showed the graphic yesterday because on Monday I
Yeah.
said I compare McCarthy to Christian Ponder 2.0. The only difference is Ponder had Adrian Peterson to carry the team, and McCarthy doesn't. Through 5 games, Christian Ponder has better numbers than what JJ McCarthy has.
most quarterbacks have
Like
had better
that,
numbers.
and Christian Ponder was one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history statistically through 5 starts, and McCarthy's even worse than him.
Yeah, no,
That's a problem.
it's bad. So, interesting question. I think Raheem Morris has entered the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
This Atlanta team looks terrible.
Yeah, they do.
So,
Minnesota's at Green Bay this week, Joe, and then they go to Seattle the week after that.
I think that Pittsburgh is going to finally make a coaching change.
I don't see him getting fired.
no way.
I think it'll be a mutual parting of ways, if anything. I don't think Pittsburgh flat out fires him, but I think Tomlin might just be like, you know what? Been here 19 years. It's been fun. I'll just kind of
I mean, he only has 1 year left on his contract. He might just come back for the one.
That's true, yeah.
What did I hear? Since the hiring of like Chuck Noll, there's been more popes than Steelers coaches.
Yeah, because every coach they have is there for like 20 years. Like Chuck Noll was there for what, 24, 25? Cowher was there for at least 12 or 13. Tomlin's been there for 19.
I mean, why not? If you're the Steelers, if you were like Pac said, if they were going to move on from him, why not just trade him to a team like the Atlanta Falcons, who is struggling at with their coach,
Because you don't
and
need
see if you can get something for it. Is that a possibility? I don't know.
if you're another team, you're not trading for him.
No.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because at one time wasn't Sean Payton like traded for, or was it Gruden? I know one of them were traded.
Gruden.
Peyton was traded. And Gruden.
Yeah.
Peyton, Gruden, and Belichick
Mhm.
all got draft picks for him.
So you don't think that anybody would want to trade for him?
Not in the
For Tomlin?
final
Probably
year.
not.
Not with 1 year left on his deal. If it was like 3 years left, then maybe, but not with 1 year.
Exactly.
Not with 1 year left in his deal.
That's
And
the biggest
also, you're trading like a first round pick for the coach because you have you think that you have the ability and he is the missing piece. Like when you think about that, when they traded for Gruden, Gruden brought both of those teams to the Super Bowl.
That was the Gruden Bowl, is what it was, because he built that Raiders team to
Yeah.
what it was, and then he just took over the team that Tony Dungy built up
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
put the Bucks there. So it was basically the Gruden Bowl. So it's like, this is the team I built, but now
Did
I'm
I
here.
tell you the story? Did I tell you guys the story he told me about the center from the Raiders who went crazy that Super Bowl?
Oh, tell us. No, I remember that.
So obviously I got to talk to Gruden, when we were down in Tampa, and he was trying to bust my balls. I was busting him right back, and that's what got us the interview. But I asked him straight out. I said, first off, this was a two-part question. I said, was it true that the Raiders had the same terminology and left the same terminology in place for when you went to the Super Bowl against them, so that when things started to get crazy, like when they waited to the Super Bowl, they had to change all the terminology and the center went nuts. And he's like, well, listen, he was very, very specific. He's like, I did not bring both teams to the Super Bowl. That coach actually had to bring them to the Super Bowl. They definitely had to change a little bit of the terminology, but I knew that quarterback better than anybody else. So I knew all of his tendencies. So that was the reason why we were able to really destroy them in that Super Bowl. That being said, as far as the center goes, he said it exactly like this. And excuse your ears for anybody who's going to get offended by this.
Well, yeah, because it's Gruden.
Pussy is undefeated.
Oh my God.
How is Gruden in the interview, by the way?
Amazing. He is absolutely amazing. He was fun. He got it. He was able to banter back and forth. Like, he started out busting my balls, and then he made a video with me and him. You know what I mean? Like, he started the video, and then I had to make a video with the tush push. And I still have that pinned on my Instagram.
Do you think he'll get back into head coaching at some point, or do you think he's
No, I don't think he will now. After I initially thought that maybe, as I hear now all the stuff that's happening, like, he's going after some blood from the NFL.
I would do.
And he's going to wind up getting it. He's going to wind up getting his pound of flesh.
Seth,
Oh, yeah.
Seth, the Eagles don't play the Bears this week. The Bears play the Steelers. Eagles play the Cowboys.
That's next week, Seth. But yeah, I understand. But
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's going to win. So, yeah, I mean, it'll make it much harder to get a job back in the NFL.
Do you
But
think he'll go to college? Do you think he'd take a college job? Like Penn
I think
State?
he
I
was
don't
coaching
think
it.
so.
Penn State or
I
something?
think that he's having too much fun. You know what? I'll be honest. The only job that I could possibly see him taking is either like, I mean, he's in Tampa and he loves being in Tampa.
What about
So I
LSU?
guess like Florida State,
Florida.
Florida, I guess Florida, whoever it is that's close to there, or
LSU.
possibly Miami.
Wow.
You think Miami
Okay.
moves on for Cristobal?
I don't think that Miami moves on from anybody. I'm just saying that if that Miami job came up, him being a Florida guy, I could see that being like him bringing that university back to prominence would be something that I think is up his alley.
That's why I could see him take the Florida job, like, because Florida hasn't been what people are accustomed to the Gators being. Like, obviously, this isn't the Steve Spurrier days anymore where they're going to win 9, 10, and 11 games every year. But the Florida that we're seeing now hasn't happened since, like, the 80s. Like, the Florida team that they have now is terrible.
And the interesting thing about him is that if he was to get into college, where I feel like players would want to transfer to him without him having to recruit very much
Yeah,
because of being able to get into the NFL right away.
And I think quarterbacks especially would want to go to him because he used to do that quarterback school for the NFL draft where he always have those quarterbacks in and he'd break down film with them. Like I could see him like getting all the top transfer portal quarterbacks, like all the number one quarterback recruits going into like their first year of college. I could be like, oh, I want to go play for him at Florida. Like he would obviously have to recruit high schoolers to come there, but I don't think he would have to do it as much as some.
I don't think he would have to recruit that much. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like
he's not going to be the guy.
It.
He's not going to be the guy going into people's houses.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of recruits would be coming to him saying, I want to play for you, as opposed to, like, they would have somebody from the program going to these other players' houses and trying to get him. Like, just having his name attached to, like, Florida or Miami, a lot of these recruits would be calling Florida and be like, I want to play for Gruden. You don't have to come to my house. Like, I just want to come there.
I'll be honest. I think Florida would have to throw a tremendous amount of money at him, like make him the highest paid coach in college football in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miami is a more enticing job just because of the prominence that they had at one point.
Yep.
Yeah,
and the talent pool in that area of the state, where he'd be able to get a lot of those high school seniors in that Miami area to just stay around Miami and be there.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll be honest. I don't think he's doing much of anything. I think he enjoys exactly what he does right now.
Yeah, well, and he still gets to do coaching because he does so many different like consulting situations. Because he flies overseas to do some of the European League. He's done consulting stuff in the NFL since all of this has gone down. So I mean. He still gets to dabble in parts of it that he likes.
I think he did stuff for the UFL too. The first year they merged.
Yeah, well, and he still does actually, like he did last year too. So
no,
I mean,
like the year that they first merged, I think he had like a big role when it came to like the quarterbacks and everything. Like the first year that the league merged, like I think they just brought him in for like the first 2 weeks and be like, we just want you working with all the quarterbacks, so you just take them over here and do whatever you got to do with them.
Well, and not only that, but he was involved in the AF1. Jeff Fisher brought him in for their Tennessee, Cats, I think it is.
Nashville Cats, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like he is consistently around coaching situations within all the different leagues. So I mean, it's not hard for me to believe if an opportunity was presented that was right, he would take it because he puts himself in those coaching situations all the time anyway.
But I think that the coaching situations he's got right now, it requires no responsibility.
No, of course.
That's the more important part of that. Like, hey, listen, I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to travel with the team. I'm going to go do my thing. I'm going to get paid a lot of money to go do that thing. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to, talk about it after the fact. You know what I mean? So, and Donna, real quick, it's actually not any different than trading a player. It's just the coach. You know what I mean? It's just like you were trading a player.
It's generally draft picks, but there's nothing that says you can't do players as well.
Has that ever happened where they have traded a player for a coach? Has it always been?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
No, I've always just seen it with picks.
As far as I know, it's always been picks. Yeah.
So,
but there's nothing that says they can't. So,
hey, real quick though, I want to go back to that Pittsburgh thing. So you had said that you could see them getting away from Tomlin Pags. What is your thoughts behind that?
I just think that he is no longer getting out of his team what he has done in the past, and that has been more than evident this year. The defense has not lost many players, and you could say that they lost the step, but they're not as bad as they've been playing.
No.
And
it's been bad.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's been worse on their team has been the wide receivers dropping balls. Not dropping balls. They're playing volleyball. They're bouncing balls up so that somebody else can intercept them.
Exactly.
It's literally been so bad. And I think that is because they're not listening to him anymore, that his coaching style has gone stale. Now, does that mean he won't coach again? No, I think he could probably grab a coach.
Yeah.
And in fact, if he was to get let go, I would see him getting on a team right away.
Yeah.
Rather than waiting a year. That's not something that he should do. He would have to.
Credit him for having 19 straight winning seasons. Like, the guy's never had a losing season. So, I mean, not 19 winning seasons, but he's never had a losing season. So credit him for that. But Pittsburgh's going on, 15 years since it last made the Super Bowl, which may not seem like a long time when you look at some of these teams in the NFL. But 15 years without a Super Bowl in Pittsburgh is like an eternity. Like,
Yeah,
Pittsburgh,
Do you think though that he's the kind of coach? Do you think he's the kind of coach though that could go into the Jets organization, as bad as that is, and change them around? Could he change that culture?
They're not moving around. They're not moving out from Aaron Glenn.
I'm not talking about that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if he took that job, let's say he took the job instead of Aaron Glenn, could he be the type of coach that could change their culture?
Yeah, I think he could.
Not the Jets.
Yeah.
Did you see that one Instagram where they that the Jets ownership got rated an F? It was the only one that got an F for ownership, and Woody Johnson decided to sue the NFL not to have these tests anymore. Come out, and it's like there's no way he's going to win it. But it's so funny that, like, instead of maybe changing some of the way I do things, we're going to just try to get them to not give these tests anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty damn bad.
It's such a dysfunctional organization. Until that team has different ownership, it's going to be the same stuff. Because you've watched
You've watched
different GMs, coaches, players all cycle through there. It's the same thing. So what's left? The common denominator, ownership, front office. Like, that is what it is.
Yeah.
And you don't have, and the kid, and what, his kid was making trades by Madden? Like,
no,
that'll just like
chose not to have a player sign because his Madden rating was too low.
Because his son or his grandson's like, you shouldn't do this.
13 years old.
Like, what? Like, seriously? Like, you're running a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Why in the hell are you listening to a 13-year-old?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar.
I mean, honestly, that 13-year-old might know a little bit more about running the team than Woody Johnson does at this point. So,
hey, you're taking information from a multi-billion-dollar video game. So, same thing. That being said, that just get us to the top of the hour. We appreciate you guys playing along. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Helps us bring our content to you. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody.
Peace.